at CarolJo's.com. I'm letting both YouTube and TikTok let everyone know that I am live on 2 social media. So I'm going to give it a moment. I am going to say, Alexa, play classical music, please. And I am going to bring up my backup account. I think I do have it. Nope. There we go. Welcome in, everybody. There we go. And I go live 6 days a week on TikTok. I go live around 4 times a week on YouTube. And what I do, I go once a week on my Facebook group. So what I do is twice a week, I do tutorials. Twice I have chat time. Twice a week I sell beads. One day or one afternoon I sell jewelry. And that's all the things that we do here. My vacation was good. I am glad to be home. So tonight is chat night. I'm not giving you potatoes. We're talking chat night tonight. So, I do have questions, so we got to wait for someone asked about questions to talk about tonight. So I'm waiting for Rose to get in. She's the one that asked the question. So chat night is, I don't have anything in front of me to work on. We could chat about potatoes. We really can chat about anything you want to talk about. We can talk about making jewelry, what it is running your small business, and all types of different things. You just need to let me know what your questions are and literally put those questions in the chat and we can talk about it. We will talk. I said I would share about my vacation and what we did. Sorry, this is like really dark right there and I don't know why. So we can talk about that. Well, hello. Is it Yusuf? Is that how you pronounce your first name? Welcome in. So tonight with chat night, whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm waiting for Rose to get in so that we can talk about her question. She had questions about postage. I don't know what they were, so that's why I'm waiting for her to come in. Hi, Dolphin. But if you guys have questions about jewelry, small businesses, that type of thing, go ahead, put them in the chat before she gets in here. And my Alexa did not start playing music. So hold on. Alexa, can you play Mozart, please? What do you want me to play? Mozart. So hopefully, hi, Joya. So hopefully we get some music going here. And like I said last night, hi, Chris. When I am live on 2 different devices, because of copyrights and some of the social medias, they do not allow certain music. So when I'm live on 2 different devices, I do play classical music. If Alexa will ever play. It might be a quiet one. Alexa. Alexa. I don't know why she's not listening to me now. Everybody else's Alexas are probably going off. Yes, I am. I think she was on, hi, Lisa. I think she was on Zuli's live. Zuli was doing some opening of her items that she got from the sales, I think, or from people she's bought. So, yes. So, yeah. So, for those of you guys that saw me, I put out last week, Thursday, I think it was. I don't remember what day I did it. Oh, maybe it was Sunday Fun Day, my ring. This is the ring. I'll show you guys close up here. That Ryan bought me. So there it is. That is the ring he bought me. So yeah, it's dainty. I like dainty rings, so it was perfect. We bought it at a craft sale. So we were actually on our way to the Grand Canyon and we stopped in Sedona, Arizona, and they had probably around 15 or so different vendors. And hi, Heidi. And this is one of the items that we bought. So I love it. Okay, so for your business license, Okay, thank you, Jade. You might want to check with your local. Do you live in a community, like in a city? You might want to check with what your city local ones are. Um, and then secondly, check with like the Department of, I can't think of it at the state level. It's not Department of Revenue, Department of, I cannot remember. I'm going to go look at what mine is through. Hi, Rose. Okay, so let me figure this out. Yes, it is the Department of Revenue. They're the ones that you have to, for in South Dakota. So I would start out with your city and with the state Department of Revenue. Ask them what they need for licensing. Insurance is going to vary also. I don't know if the Department of Revenue would be able to tell you that or give you two pointers of where you should go, and the city will tell you the same thing. So each state is different, but those are the two areas that I would say start with, ask them questions, and they can help you out. My the state I live in is very good about getting you to different departments. They're not like, so this is this and I won't talk to you about it. They will help you out. I'm hoping every state is like that, but yes. So then Patty asked, what machine do I use to print my postage label? And did I need to pay for an app? So I have Shopify as my website vendor, and you can set up shipping in Shopify, and they will do the labels and such, and you get discounts. So it all just depends on how much the weight of the envelope is, how big it is, and that type of thing as to what you're going to pay. But most of mine are $4 to, for my box that I send out is $4 to like $7. Once it gets up above $7, that's when I switch it over to priority. I do ground, I think of Ground Advantage, I think is what it's called now, for the $4 to $7, and I do it through Shopify. I do not pay for an extra app to do it. Um, and yep, I have a scale. I got just a regular like scale off of Amazon that wasn't as much, but what would happen is I would be just a little bit off on my weights. And I ended up, I've been doing this and doing the online stuff and had that scale for over a year, and it worked, but I wanted to be more accurate in the weight, and so I did spend money to buy a different scale that is more accurate. So you can buy one that's inexpensive at the start. Just know that you'll probably need to buy a better one later on. Um, but that is but I also, when I ship, I put it in a box. Oh, thank you, Marshall. I put it in a box. I put it in a poly mailer, just to extra protection. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, I don't know what you donut means. And it's a donut. So that's how I do mine. I do it through the app. There are others that do it through the Shopify. Shopify can be an app on your phone. It can be an app. You can do it on your desktop. You can do Shopify different ways. Hi, Sonia. For printing my labels, I have a thermal label printer, and it's like, I can't remember the name of it. Like, it starts with an M. Let me go look at it and I'll tell you. Hold on. Hold on. Munbin. And I did my thermal printer as a non-wireless one. So you have to plug it, excuse me, plug it into a computer to print. They do offer them with wireless or Bluetooth. And if you have the capacity to do it, it's a Munbin. I'm going to type it in the chat from my backup account, okay? Munbyn. Hi, Christine. Yep, anything that's not is in Ground Advantage. You can do Ground Advantage or you can do Priority Mail. You're welcome. There's different types of them. I just happened to get mine on a Black Friday sale. Very cheap. And I was looking at one the other day that would be wireless so that I could just sit in the living room with Ryan and I could print labels there. Um, at some point I would probably buy a wireless. If I would have done it differently, I might have bought the wireless to begin with. That's my only change that I would do. I've never tried a wireless, so I don't know what they're like. But I really wish I would have had a wireless one because you can actually print your labels from the app on your phone or on the iPad and do it wireless. Donut, okay. I love donuts. They're over here talking donuts. For your package, yes. Okay, so what the reason why I have what I have for my postage, Rose, is that that's included in the price. So let's say, okay, so let's say that if someone bought 5 bracelets that were $5 a piece to get you to that $25, and that you got that free, so then I'm back down to $20 is what my margin is because I took 5 off for my shipping. But with Shopify, yes, it is a monthly fee because of my website. It can be a monthly fee or an annual fee. I am set up for annual now on Shopify. Hi Charlie, when I started my business, I had Shopify as monthly because I did not have enough built up that I wanted to pay that annual fee. And as I grew, I was able to, within, it was like 9 months or so, then I started just paying the annual fee. So literally, we'll tell you guys, you have to figure out where you can do it. If you do not have Shopify, my website is CarolJo's.com. It's CarolJos.com. So, that is my website where I have jewelry on. My website is just my jewelry and accessories. I sell beads on TikTok only during lives. Hi Olive. Yep, and you're exactly the same thing as me, Heidi. I kept my Shopify as monthly until I grew enough that I felt comfortable paying the annual amount. I don't want you guys you're very welcome. I don't want you guys to go into the whole, so when you're trying to build up your business, that you just feel so much pressure of it. So if the monthly works out so you don't feel that pressure, that's what I would suggest. I don't know what Shopify's fees are. They changed since I started doing the monthly, so I don't know. But like, I get discounts on shipping because I have Shopify. So when I said I had $4 to $7 for my ground packages, that when you look at it on the screen, it'll tell you the real price. I save $1 to $2 or so on every ground package. So Rose, when you were saying your minimum was $5, if you go back and do that through Shopify, it will be $4. So you will save money on shipping by having the website. But the thing is, if you don't want to have a website and you just want to do it through the lives like you were doing, you can do, what is it? And Zuli used it and she talked to me about it, and it is pirate mail. It's not pirate something, I think. Because I do a couple of things where I do my pirate ship. Thank you. That is it. Pirate ship. And you can sign up through there. You don't have to have a website, and you do get discounts, and there isn't a fee that I could figure out associated with it. I created an account, but I have not used it to ship. And yeah, so if you're just looking for just straight shipping, Zuli uses Pirate Ship and she loves it. And a couple other people, when we've been talking about shipping, have talked about using Pirate Ship. And you can even do, you can install apps into Shopify, and you could use Pirate Ship instead of Shopify's shipping if you wanted to. It is 100% what you decide. If you decided you wanted to have an Etsy account, you can create your shipping labels even from Etsy. So a lot of them have it built in, or you can do an add-on. And the add-ons like Pirate Ship is free. So you don't have to pay for that app. So, and with Heidi was saying that the first 3 months of Shopify are $1 a month right now is their special. What I would suggest is that you figure out your layout to your website. So figure out at the top, do you want a home page? Do you want your shopping? Do you want like a frequently asked questions? Do you want, what do you want at the top bar? And then when you go down, figure out how you would want to set it up. Like for me, I have it set up that I have my mystery boxes, I have bracelets, necklaces, and that type of thing. And you just get those thoughts about how you want the website menu to look and what you want down below. What do you want the questions to your frequently asked questions to be? And think about those ahead of time. Think about what your return policy is going to be. Think about your shipping policies. Think about, go to a few different websites and look at the websites and see what they have where. Think about it from there before you purchase the Shopify. Because then once you have it, it can be in there easier. You don't have to sit and plan it out. And you're not spending that $1 for that 1 month to plan it out. If you can be a couple weeks ahead of schedule, you will get to being live quicker. Shopify is not always user friendly. I will tell you that. I work in IT. My background is a business analyst in IT. What that means is that I look at different softwares and figure out for what somebody in the company wants it to do. And I talk to our coders, the people that develop it, and our QA for testing it. And I'm the liaison between the two, okay? So when I say I have a background in software, I do. And Shopify sometimes would stump me. Other softwares will stump me at times too. But I'm saying if it stumps me, it's going to stump you. And the one thing that I can say is that YouTube is your friend when you're doing it. I looked up so many different YouTube videos on how to set things up. So what I would say is, plan out your menu, plan out your verbiages that you're going to want for your different things, and have it thoughts in mind. If you've got Word, put your shipping and your return policy in Word. They will give you a template. You could use that template, but use your words that you had here and see if you want to do it. I have the lowest one because I am a single person. So I didn't need to have extra employees. I didn't need, if you go to the second one, which was advanced, the biggest thing for me was that the fees that they charge for your transactions is a little bit less, but I couldn't justify the difference in cost to get the decrease in the transaction fees. And I didn't need plus. I don't have multiple people. I don't have multiple locations. I have one location. I'm one person. So yes, I did Etsy for a few years. Um, Etsy, the reason why I ended up going to a website is that I make one of a kind. So if I make a bracelet, there is usually one of it. There might be different sizes. And even if you have different sizes. So in that case, you can make one product with like 5 variations in Etsy, but you are charged the fees for each one of them. So you're charged it 5 times. You're charged one time in the setup, but when you sell it, you're charged for each one you sell. And I have over 1,000 items on my website, and to have that many on Etsy, it was cheaper for me to go to Shopify. I just was at that point. I could have stayed with Etsy if I wanted to. Etsy, you can do your labels for shipping. You can pay for shipping through them. They have discounts for shipping also, type thing. But the one thing I want to always tell you guys about with having a website, having Etsy or any of that type of thing, you still have to market. Just because you have a platform to sell on doesn't mean that people go to it. And it was funny because I saw something earlier today about why somebody didn't like Shopify. And it was because they're like, people don't come to it. And I'm like, Shopify isn't in the business to push your website out. They're a business to provide a website platform. Yes, they do have it, and type stuff. And I was just like taken back on that one. So that one was like odd to me. So I want you to make sure you understand, even though you have a platform, you still have to market it, get people to buy. Yes, I do make, Charlie has a question over here on YouTube, and it's, do I make all the jewelry myself? Yes, I do. I make all of the jewelry that I have out on my website myself. And then when I do my jewelry sale days on Friday afternoons, I do them on Facebook group and on TikTok. And all of the jewelry that I sell there, I have made. It is my passion to make jewelry. It's my passion to teach. I love what I do. And Joya over here on TikTok says, hi, YouTubers. Yes, Shopify is not your marketing. You can, if you want to have marketing interfaced in with it, there are apps to do that. But the base of Shopify is to have the website. And so, that's the one thing I want to make sure that people understand. There's ways that Shopify can help you market. So, I have been working with that agency, and they are using add-ons into my Shopify to do my marketing. They're setting up things for me. They're doing all that work for the marketing side of it, and putting in the apps in for me. So like you can put in apps that will then allow you to send out mass emails. So, when you sign up to on my website, you can say that you want me to send you emails. We're going to start it in April, where there will be emails coming out from my website, from Shopify, using this app and such. I don't know how to market very well either. Rose, she's like, that's what scares me. I have no clue how to market, and I don't want to pay for a site and selling nothing. Totally get it. It's scary as all get out. I honestly love that we have the live channels on social media. That is what truly has saved me in this last year. And I will be really honest about it. Being live on social media and connecting with each of you is what has built my business to be a social media marketing platform. And people ask me all the time, do I use TikTok Shop? And I don't. And I don't want them to be in control of my sales. and that's why I don't use them. That's why I have chosen to use these platforms, the social media platforms, to be my marketing. And literally, we've talked about in this before, marketing really truly is building a connection with someone. It isn't about saying, hey, just because you joined, you're a sale. And that is one thing I never want to come across as, when you come on, I want you to buy from me. What I want to come across is that we can build a connection. And my connections that we have here in this community is what I love. Yes, TikTok Shop had its time, but I'm glad I didn't do it. In all honesty, I'm glad I stayed off of it. But I love TikTok as my marketing platform, and that I can use Shopify to do my sales. I don't own my shop. I mean, when you go down to it, you do not own your Shopify account. You own the account, but your platform for it is on their servers. I do not have a server in my house to take care of it. I don't want that, in all honesty. I'm okay that I have allowed Shopify to have the platform. And the reason being is that they have the ability to be able to make it so that I don't ever see your credit card information. I don't have to sit there and make sure it's safe. And what I mean by that is that if I had my server here, I would have to have so many security into it to make sure it's safe here. So that's why I don't do it. There is a lot of regulations around that. And I know I'm leaving that in the hands of Shopify. And I'm hoping that they're doing a good job of keeping everybody safe and that type of thing. So that's why I chose them too. Let me see. I thought I there's been things on TikTok that's been neat. I don't know if you can add Square to it. My thing is that I would do the same thing. So the question is that I have is, one is, can you add Square to Shopify for payments? And I don't know the answer to that. I don't recall seeing Square as one of their payment options. And I don't know if you can do it as an add-on. They have a lot of different payment options that you can utilize in Shopify. You can do Venmo, you can do PayPal, Google Pay, Apple Pay, all the major credit cards, and there's some other ones. So the other question that we have is, can you sell beads on TikTok like you do here in case this goes down? So that is part of the reason why I spent some time researching what I would do if TikTok were ever to be banned. Because, it was last year that Wyoming tried to ban it. It did not pass, that type of thing. So because of that, even having that little minor of I'm going to call it a scare, because that's where my majority of my sales are done from, is TikTok. It doesn't mean that my payments go through TikTok. It means it's my marketing platform. And so that's why I started looking into different platforms that I could go live on. I know I could go live on Discord, but a lot of people don't go to Discord unless you know what Discord is. And I bet you if I asked everybody who is live right now, how many of you know how to use Discord? I would say probably about 25 to 30%. And so that's why I didn't want to do Discord. To me, Discord is more about gaming. There are communities. There is one that starts with a P, and I cannot think of it, but I didn't know if that would be for me. I did not pursue that one. Yep, and literally, I'm okay with people saying, I don't know what Discord is, because most people don't. Yeah, and so some people use it. I have a Discord account, but I don't like using it because it's not, to me, user friendly. Yes. Thank you, Charlie. Over here, they're saying, I know how to use Discord. It's complicated for new people, though. And that's what I got off of it. And I was just like, I don't know if that's where I want to go. So then you could do Facebook, but Facebook doesn't, algorithms don't push you out. I have to get people to come into the Facebook in each section. And that is very hard to build up your community in there, even going live. But then when I went and looked into YouTube, YouTube was extremely easy to go live. There are times that that is my beads behind me, David. I sell jewelry and I sell beads, and this is my actual bead collection. That's my personal collection behind me. They are trays of beads. They're in different colors and different ways, but that is what it is. And I sure the heck am a 49ers fan, 100%. I could wear a 49er shirt every day if I wanted to, which when they were in the playoffs, I was doing. And it's not the same one every day. But I will, if something were to happen to TikTok, my thoughts is to have everybody come over to YouTube, and we would do the same process that we do on TikTok that we would do there. I can only be live on one device though when I'm doing my bead sales um because of how fast they go. Oh, do you have the random questions that David is asking? It's okay. That's what chat nights are. We are literally, my questions come in and I'll go zoop, 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 zoop. Everybody's learned that's how Carol talks. Yep. You can post photos and do voice recordings. Yep. I do that. And anyways, I do the videos that you're talking about. For my video, if you see something that is one photo, I put it into, now let me think of the app that I put it into. I put it into CapCut and make it into a video so that I can put it out on all of it. Thank you for saying that, Charlie. And that's what a lot of people say on TikTok too. I am a person that I will 100% share information with you and help you grow businesses or teach you how to make jewelry. I am here to help you out. The one thing I just don't do is talk about what I make or my financials, that type of thing. But if you want questions about pricing or anything, I'll answer those. I just don't get into how much my profit margins are and that type of thing. Those I keep private, but anything else I will answer for you guys. But I will take any photos that I have and turn them into a video in CapCut. And then I upload them into TikTok. I have two TikTok accounts. I have my main and my backup. Oh, thank you. I just love doing this. And I put them, I upload it into TikTok, and then I add the music to it and that type of thing. If I want to do voiceovers on my videos, I do that in CapCut because there's a voiceover there. But once I get my music and everything together, there is a way when you're doing the upload that you can save that video without the TikTok logo on it. And that's what I do so that I can use that same video across all my social medias. And literally that's what I do. It saves me a lot of time doing that. The apps that will schedule your your posts don't like that because it's not always in the right format, but yet I can upload them and it works just fine. So I have gotten rid of scheduling apps and I literally just do it once a day. It takes me 5 minutes and I'm done. And I put the video on TikTok main, TikTok backup. I've got Facebook Reel, Facebook Post, And that's in my Facebook page. And then I have a Facebook group that I do it as a post, Instagram post, and Instagram reel, and as a YouTube short. I do them all in that, and it takes me about 5 minutes. And I do that once a day. I don't do it every day, but I will only do it once a day. I only post that type of thing once a day. I don't want my life to be around how many times do I have to post social media? Do I need to do it 5 times or 10 times? I'm like, I just randomly pick times to post. I don't get into the whole, it should be on this device or this social media at this time and this social media at that time. I literally would just bog me down, and I just couldn't do that. So I just do it once a day when I have time. So yep. Yes, I do. Yes, Joya has on here. In TikTok, you cannot in Messenger, their messaging part of it, send pictures. And that sucks. So then they end up, what everybody does is they go to my website, go to the contact me, and then they send it to me through it that way. It works that way, but it's not in TikTok then, and it's in my emails. So yes. So that is, I've done a whole gamut of talking here. I'm hoping I answered some of your guys' questions, and if you have more, please put them in there. And if I missed any, please put them in there again for me, please. I'm going to have a drink. And, oh, you guys want to talk about my trip. So for those of you on YouTube, I just came back from a vacation, and I normally do not take a whole week off. So I took a week off. It was my in-laws' 50th wedding anniversary present that their sons were giving to them, that we all went on a trip together. So our trip was, sorry, I got to get rid of that. There we go. We went and we were going to Arizona, to like the Phoenix, Arizona area was where it was. Whoo, we got goal. Excuse me, I got a burp because I took a big drink of pop. And so what we did is we drove, we did not fly. I live in South Dakota, and where we were going was about 22 hours with no breaks. So we drove one day and got to Santa Fe, New Mexico. So that was first night. I'll tell you about first night in just a minute. We are going to play a game because we hit goal. So those of you that are on YouTube, what it means is that I haven't figured out YouTube goals yet and how to get them to there. But what it is if we get 10 shares, okay, Charlie, you have a great day or night too. It's night for me. I'm in South Dakota, so it is evening here. So then we'll do it here only on, since Charlie's leaving us and she or she's the only one there, we'll just do this over here on TikTok. So we are going to do a number. Let me get the number up here, and we're going to give away jewelry because I still haven't made bead soup yet. So pick a number between 1 and 50. And the first person who gets it right will win some jewelry. Let's go see what that jewelry is going to be. Oh, somebody already got it. Oops, that's a set. I don't want to break up my sets. Okay. I have to ask a question because the first thing I grabbed was earrings. So Miss Chris, you are the winner. The number was 24. I'm trying to get it to stop. Did it stop? But it didn't pop up anything to anybody. But Chris is the winner. Chris, there it goes. Do you have pierced ears? And do you wear dangle pierced earrings? So I'm waiting to hear back from Chris. And it's Chris, you don't wear earrings. Okay, let me pick something else out. I just happened to pick. Okay, we got a bracelet. I don't know why sometimes some of them have earrings in them. So in here we have this bracelet. So that is yours. Congratulations. That is what Chris won for guessing correctly. So every time we get to 10K in likes, and then on our first 10K, we also have to have 10 shares. Then I give away jewelry or bead soup. And right now it's jewelry because I do not have any bead soup made up. So winner on 3/21 is Chris K. There you go. Congratulations. Oh, I'm glad you love it. So let's see if we can get to 20K before the end. And I'll talk about my trip for a little bit. Okay, so from Santa Fe, I did not know this. And some of you might have heard this when we were talking on my ride home. We had a little live on my ride home. But I did not realize that if you go to school in Arizona for spring break, you go to Colorado and go skiing. Because in South Dakota, spring break, you go to warm weather. So you go to like Phoenix or to Florida or Las Vegas. You go somewhere warm. So anyways, so there was a snowstorm going through Colorado that made it so people couldn't get there. So they stopped in Santa Fe and got rooms. And we had reservations for 3 rooms because there were 6 of us that went. They didn't honor our reservation. They didn't have any rooms for us. And almost every hotel in Santa Fe did not have rooms. So we had to find a different hotel. We finally found one an hour later that we could go to. Or else we would have had to have gone to Albuquerque, which was another hour away. And we didn't have it in us to go another hour because we had been on the road for 17 hours. So, yes, we got to Santa Fe the first night. And then the next morning we woke up and there was snow on our cars. We thought we were going to warmer weather and we had snow. So that was our first night. So then the one thing I will preface here is that okay, where was that at? Now, I don't remember seeing that town. So then, but you have to understand, when I'm in a car, I'm not looking out at scenery. Yeah, the snow followed us. It truly did. So then we got into, and I can't tell you if it was in Arizona or New Mexico. All I know is the name of the town was like Heber. It was Heber. And they decided we should, oh no, Paula. They decided to take a scenic route. I am definitely afraid of heights. Like having this 8-foot high wall is hard for me because standing on the stool to get up above is hard for me. I am really scared of heights. The scenic route they took us on was 8,500 feet in the air above sea level. Straight down. Curvy. That was not a fun 2.5-hour drive, but we made it through it. I made it through. Then we stayed on like the Mesa side of Phoenix. So we never really went into Phoenix at all. We were on that side and it was flat land and I'm like, oh, hallelujah. So then, we did a few things in that area. Okay. I will have to look that up. And so, from everything we did the first day was flat ground, perfect. Then I actually went to 2 different bead stores one was in Gilbert and one was in Mesa. The one in Gilbert, I'm going to do a video of here and post it yet tonight, hopefully. I loved that store. That store was like awesome for a bead store. You walked in, they were friendly, they were kind, let you shop without pressuring you, laid out in a way that was really, really easy for me to go and look at beads. They had on their wall, they had 5 rows of bead strands from the top to the bottom, all along one whole entire wall of it. You'll see it in the pictures when I post it as a video. And then they had strands and loose beads on tables. There was 2 like long rows of tables. And then they had tools along one wall. They had like check glass and that type of thing on the other back wall. And then on this wall, on the, like when you walked in, was like their crimp tubes or their all their findings and spacers and that type of stuff. The prices for being a bead store were very, to me, in line. They weren't overpriced, but they had some really neat beads in there. I can buy a lot of the beads, so I didn't buy a lot from there, but I did buy some beads. I don't want to show you the beads that I bought because what happened is when I went in there, Ryan went in with me and he was looking at them and stuff, and he's like, we were talking, and I said, I don't know, I think I want to get something that's gonna go with one of the items that I have for the March mystery box. And I told him what the March mystery box item that I was like seeing if I could find something to go with it. And he ended up picking out 2 beads that I can make into an item that will go with the one that I was planning for the mystery box. So that's why I don't want to show you, is because I want it to be a mystery for those that buy the box. So the mystery box will have beads that I bought in Arizona in there as jewelry. So, and Ryan picked them out. I didn't pick them out. He picked them out. So I think it's really cool that my husband was like, hey, what if you did this with this and maybe put something like this in there? What about that? And I'm like, okay, that works. So I'm rubbing off on him because he loves cars, as you all know. And so I have actually worked on cars with him. It's not my forte. It's not something I would do every day, but every once in a while I'll do something with him on cars. So this was like a flip side of that, and he did that, and I think it's pretty cool that it's going to be part of the March mystery box. So I know it sounds really odd, but I am excited about it. So so I bought some things there. Some of the things that I did buy were more of they had the gold filled crimp tubes there, cheaper than I can get them on Amazon. So I bought them. And then they also had the sterling silver crimp tubes there, cheaper than I can buy them on Amazon. So I bought them out. So I'm hoping that I got to check. I think they have a website. And so I want to check that when I make the video and put that out there. Because if I can get the crimp tubes through them, that's where I will order them from. I will support another bead shop every day of the week over Amazon if I can. So, so yes, that one I really truly did like. The second one I went to was, it was all right. They just didn't have as large a selection, and that one was in Mesa. And I just ended up being able to find a few bead caps there. So like I can, I put them in my bead stash. So hold on. Let me find them. I'll show you those. I think it's in, where did I put them at? Nope. Did I put them in here? Because I put those away already. Oh, yep, they're right here. So for the tassels. So there's one of the bead caps I got. So I can make the tassels and such. And then here's the other one that I got from there. And that one was better at the cost on findings. But the cost of the beads, they were higher than I thought they should, because I know how much beads cost. I get that. And they can also go to Tucson and get them from the Tucson shows too. So, because we're very close to Tucson, way closer than I am. Oh, thank you, Juana. I will ship that out tonight after I get done with the live. I'll get it ready and Ryan will take it to the post office tomorrow. Thank you. And so that's what I got at the second one. And those were the only two bead stores that I went to. But the first one was my favorite of the two. So, yep. So that's what we got in there. And when we went to this, what I would call, they call it a flea market. And to me, it's not a flea market, because to me, flea market is people bring in stuff that's like not like, just like your grandma's dishes or, that type of thing. This was really truly, if you wanted golf clubs, you could buy golf clubs there. If you wanted to buy a cactus, you could buy all sizes of cactuses there. You could buy all kinds of clothing there. I just didn't like it as much, but that's just my opinion. Someone else might like it. The beads were a lot more expensive at the second one than at the first one. See, to me, that's so this one had all kinds of things that you could buy. And one of the vendors was a bead vendor, and literally has the same beads that I have. And I told you guys about that, where her prices were more than my prices, and it's the same bead. I can tell we're buying from the same places. Yes, she could have gotten some of it probably down in Tucson, but yeah. But I know what beads cost. That's the hard part about going into a bead store. You want to support them because they're doing the same thing you're doing, but you don't want to pay an arm and a leg for something that's only an arm. So yeah, so that's where I was saying, and that's where I was at with the second one. It was just a little bit higher than I thought it should be, but their bead caps were priced all right, so I did do that. But the vendor that was at that flea market, she was just she was in the same price as the first bead store I was at, but I didn't see any beads that I don't have. There was like two in there. And I looked at Ryan and I'm like, I don't have these two. That's it. And he's like, and he literally sat there and was like, you have that, 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 that. And I'm like, yep. So, so that one I didn't buy anything at, just because it wasn't something new. But that one bead store that I went to, they have lots of different things that I don't have. So, and I mean, they even had the beads. So when we were at one of us, the family members, walked through a jewelry store and they found, it's called Spiny Shell or something like that. I've got it saved what the name of it is. Hold on, let me see what it is. Oh no, Paula. And it's probably because of the snow. Let's see if I left it in here. It might be on my phone, so I'm not going to be able to get it. It's on my phone. But it's Spiny something, and it's like Spiny Shell or something like that. And they had it down, the first store that I went to, had a strand of it, and it was $250 a strand. So they had beads from $3 a strand to $250 a strand. And there was all kinds of beads. They were not, that $250 strand really is a $250 strand of beads. So it was really cool to be in that store. Good night, Paula. Hopefully, if you want to watch this, you can go do it on YouTube later when you have better internet. So that was fun. And then we went after the bead store, we met up with the family, and then we went to this place called Tortilla Flats, and I thought it was going to be flat ground. Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was not either one of those. I'll look it up and I'll tell you guys tomorrow because it's on my phone that I have here for my YouTube or TikTok. But it wasn't flat at all. It literally was 17 miles of curvy road. That's it. It's Spiny Oyster. You got it. And the orange color Spiny Oyster. There's different colors, but they were looking at orange. That is it. And so, that wasn't a fun ride to get there. And it was a cool tourist attraction, but the road to get there for me personally wasn't fun. Literally not fun. But once again, I don't like heights. So Sunday morning, we were sitting, our house had a swimming pool and a hot tub that we rented. And Ryan and I sitting in the hot tub, and we found out they made our reservation for our house a day shorter than we thought. Um, and so we had to quick pack up and figure out what the heck we were going to do. So we drove to the Grand Canyon, where it was blizzarding. So the snow followed us once again. Kid you not. It was snowing in the Grand Canyon and nobody had their winter coats because we were going to Arizona. So we ended up spending the night at a town just outside of the Grand Canyon, and then got up the next morning, and beautiful views that we got to see. I could not get to the edge. I had to be far enough away, so I have no idea what the bottom of the Grand Canyon looks like because I couldn't get close enough. But I did make it. I did see it. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. And then from there, we left the Grand Canyons, and then we went through the Mojave Desert, and then we went to, I always say this wrong and how to pronounce it, Moab, Utah. And it's where you can do rock climbing in a vehicle. We didn't do the rock climbing. We just looked at it because we didn't have time, because we knew we had to get back home because I had to be home by a certain time on Tuesday. And so we looked at the desert, looked at the rock climbing stuff. It's really cool. Not what I would want to do because I would freak out about the vehicle being like this when you're doing it, but it was really cool to see. And then we get out of Utah and you get into Colorado and you're in the Rocky Mountains. So once again, we're in the mountains. And you have to remember, it snowed like 2 feet of snow in the Rocky Mountains in Colorado. That made all the college students get there. So it was snowy and icy. It was interesting. So we did that and got through the Rockies. And then the next day was Tuesday, and we went from just outside of Denver all the way home. And we made it with 3 minutes to spare to get to my meeting for my board of directors meeting. Perfect timing. But we learned you do not talk about how fast you are going on TikTok when you're live. They will shut you off. I didn't spend a lot of time with my mother-in-law, even though this is going to sound really weird, even though we took 2 vehicles. And so my mother-in-law would ride with us for a little bit, but most of the time she was in the other vehicle, and we had my father-in-law. So yeah, so I spent more time with my father-in-law on this trip than I did my mother-in-law. Not trying to cut her out. It's just how it happened in the vehicles and where everybody was at. The only time she was in the vehicle with us when we were going to Tortilla Flats, and that's when there was a later live that I joined last night, and we talked about how many times have we ever swore, because you guys know I don't really swear. I did tell my mother-in-law the F word. I'm laughing now because I felt so horrible. I feel so horrible. I'm laughing. When we were going through the curvy roads, she grabbed my hand and said, "I'll hold your hand for you." And I told her to not effing touch me and to leave me alone. And I feel so bad, but I was in the middle of an anxiety panic attack and I didn't want anybody touching me. So, I just looked at split rings because someone needs split rings. And I looked those up, but I don't know about jump rings. And I can look. I'll look. I will message you, Heidi. Okay? I'm going to write it down. So, yes. And what size and color are you looking for? Yeah, so I felt really bad that I did that to my mother-in-law, but it was, I will, I will say it was in the middle of like that anxiety attack, headed towards a panic attack. And as long as they left me alone, I was fine. My husband, bless his heart, sat there in the front seat because I was in the back seat going, "You're okay. You're going to be fine. And you're making it through this." Never, ever. Okay. You want silver? And are you looking for 3, 4, 5, or 6? Or any of those sizes? So yeah, so that was literally the worst part of my vacation. And if I can say that's the worst, it's not that bad. But 3 or 4, okay, I will look. So yeah, so that was my vacation. We went through 8 states in 7 days. We put 3,400 miles on our vehicle. So a lot of seat time. And like I said, most of it was my father-in-law was in the vehicle with us. And the thing is that you have to understand, between the 2 boys, my husband is closer to his dad and my brother-in-law is closer to his mom. So that's why I think our cars, when they split up, they went into the cars they went to. It's because they're closer to those children. Not that one's a favorite over another. It's just how they're closer to their children. So, and there was times we had both of them in our car, and there was times that my brother-in-law had both of them in his car. But, you know, it wasn't a bad trip going with my in-laws at all. No negativity at all. No squabbles. All good. Yep. And so we looked at it as it was a once-in-a-lifetime trip that as adults, the boys could be with their parents. So that's what we were looking at. And that's what the plan for the trip was. So that was good. So that was our trip in like quick fashion. We saw a lot of things. Whoop, hold on. TikTok thinks I've been live for an hour and they want to make sure it's me. Got to do my puzzle piece. So yeah, but we probably will not take another week-long trip. Ryan and I just don't like being away from home for that long. It's just who we are. We like our own beds. Yes, it was a great gift, and it was one thing that we can say, you know, as family, it's an awesome memory. Oh goodness, I just read Joya's comment. And you're saying that too. Yeah, it was just making memories with the family, and that was what it was all about. And so yeah, and the thing is that, you know, when you talk about the hotel thing, or we talk about, you know, we didn't have enough nights at the house and we had to come up with something different, all in all, we just said it was God's plan for everything. And that's the way we're going to look at it, is everything happened for a reason, and it was God's plan. So it was good. And it just was a happy memory. Truthfully was. See, I can say this with a smile, and I really, truly, it was a good time. So I was going to say, yep, we truly loved it. And it was funny because I could tell, I'm not going to say where people are from here. That's your information to share if you wanted to say which state you're from or what town you're from, that type of thing. But it was so funny because as we were going through states, I'd be like, someone that's is from here, and someone is from here. And it was really cool that I could do that and like see the area that people lived in. And that was really cool to me. So it was funny because we, even in the car, we talked about it, and we talked about everybody and where you're from. So in my car, you were talked about, not in a negative, in a positive, going, you guys live here. And it would be like, what would it be like to live here? Yeah, we didn't go east. We just went southwest. But yeah, I don't know that my husband, okay, so with where you're at, Joya, we would have to go visit a kid. And I told my husband, if we go visit the kid, we're renting a car flying um, into Nashville, because we have a direct flight from Sioux Falls to Nashville, and then we drive 2 hours to get to the child. So, yep. And then the other child is going to be moving to upstate New York this summer. So there's people that I don't know how far they are from where they're going to be at in upstate New York, but I said sometime I will fly. I'm not going to drive to upstate New York because that's even a longer car ride than it was for us to go to Phoenix. So yes. Yes. We will have to meet in the middle because you're like a little ways away, but yes, we could do that. So if we go, because we want to go visit her one more time at least, because they have another little bit over a year left, like a year and a half left there. And so that is where some of our trips would be, is to upstate New York or to Kentucky. That is where we're thinking if we go. And then we want to plan a trip. There will be a long weekend. Cross our fingers. We got to get the schedule yet. The 49ers play the Buccaneers in Tampa this year. And so we're hoping that we will be able to plan a trip to Tampa so that my team plays my husband's team and we'll be in warm weather in like the later part. I don't want to go to Tampa in September. So those are just some of the things. Okay. And I would fly into Syracuse, I believe is where I would have to fly into. Yeah. So yeah, so that's what we've got going on for trips here in the near future. But they won't be week-long trips. It would probably be more like a long weekend, like 4 days, maybe 5. Yeah, I just don't like being away from my home. All right, we can do jewelry. My talking enough gave us some more time to give away jewelry. All right, we are going to guess a number between 51 and 100. So go ahead. Yes. Let's see. I got another one down here. Let's see what we can get out of here. Let me not look at it. Okay, I did grab a bracelet. I didn't grab earrings. See if someone can get this one. All right. You guys are guessing like around it. Haha, someone got it. But I didn't see who it was. So hopefully it is not Chris, but let's see who it is. Let's reveal. It isn't. It's Miss Joya. It was number 56 was the number, and Miss Joya got it. And so we have this bracelet here. It is purple. It is not showing up purple very well. It's showing up more brown, but congratulations, Joya. That is yours. You write your name on it so I can put it in your basket. You're welcome. So, yep. So tomorrow the plans are, and I am going to say it is tentative at 3 o'clock. I have a release that I am managing this weekend. And so we have one last part of it kicking off at 3. And I may have to send an email while we're on that live. So I'm going to have my work computer going and we're monitoring that while we're live at 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock is going to be the jewelry sale, and it is going to be on TikTok and on my Facebook group. Then at 7 p.m., we will have a bead sale. And I have about 20 items or so pulled from previous bead sales that we didn't sell it, and I am bringing those back, and those were from December. So those were like over 3 months ago type scenario, and then I'm bringing in some new things. So if you guys remember the print beads that we had, like the stars, the blue with the stars, I have different ones of those, and I'm bringing one of those tomorrow. We have a few cabochons, we have glass beads, we have gemstone beads. So we have all types of things tomorrow. I don't know if I have any findings in there. I can't remember off the top of my head, in all honesty. But I will look tonight here, Heidi, and see if I have 3 or 4 already ready from previous sales that I can just grab and add to it. And then I can message you and let you know if it's going to be there. So we have that. That is what we have for tomorrow. Saturday will be 11 o'clock. And that is also, I'm going to say the 11 o'clock is tentative. We're still doing, our releases go from Friday afternoon into Saturday morning. As long as everything is good, I'll be done with that by 10 o'clock. But if we run into any snags, I may be a little bit later at the 11 o'clock. Cross everything, we don't have any snags. And that one will be another tutorial on the memory wire bracelets. So we'll do that on Saturday, tentative at 11, and all those times are central. So that is what we have planned. Thank you guys for having a great chat night tonight. Thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all. We'll see you tomorrow at 3. Bye.